Hi, this is Helen Drynan. I'm president of Simmons College, and I'm delighted that Simmons College is participating in It Gets Better. While this is a national effort, we know that it has application in every locale in the country. I certainly know from personal experience the pain of bullying and tormenting people who may be perceived as different. And it's just not acceptable here at Simmons or really anywhere in this world. So this is an important principle we live by here at Simmons and an important principle for us to celebrate and share with the rest of the world. So It Gets Better is really important, and it does really get better.
I'm Erica Mastrogiacomo, the head soccer coach here at Simmons College, and I'd like to share my story with you about my coming out experience and to let you know that I'm a survivor of being bullied.
A lot of sort of shoving in the hallway, phone calls late at night, hey Dyke, what do you think you're doing? Just like really, really horrible things. And at that time, I couldn't imagine that it would ever end, that the pain would ever end, that things could ever get better for me.
When he found out I had a girlfriend, a lot of things changed in the dynamic of the team and how he treated me. And he sat me down and he said, well, you have an option. You could change your lifestyle or you lose your scholarship.
A bunch of them in the back just like quieted down the entire bus and they asked me if I wanted a sex change.
One of my classmates came up to me and he's like, oh, all you ever do is play with the girls. You're such a fag. And I didn't even say anything. I didn't know what to say. I kind of was just let that settle in. And I was like, I guess that's what I am. And I don't, people don't like that.
In my head, I thought, well, I'm already a minority. And then to think of myself as a minority of a minority was absolutely terrifying.
Nobody was picking on me. Nobody was calling me names directly. But living, hiding all the time had taken this huge toll.
When I first came out, homosexuality was still listed in the diagnostic manual as a psychopathology.
They cut a hole in a tissue box and used the old school webcam and hid the camera in my room and trying to see if I was gay and to catch me with my girlfriend.
Growing up, my mom would constantly say things like, why can't you be more like your sister? Why can't you wear dresses? You look like a linebacker. You dress like a linebacker. And while I was hearing this message, I was hearing the message from my father, leave her alone, she's fine the way she is. Leave her alone, she's fine the way she is. And then when he passed away, there was nobody telling me that anymore. And I was pretty lost for a while.
My girlfriend, also went through the same issue, and she, developed an eating disorder, and I found her one day in her room with an empty bottle of pills, and, I saw notes on her desk, one to me, one to her mom, and one to her dad.
I reached out to my mom, and she didn't even know I was gay yet or anything. I just went into her room one day, and I said, Mom, I think I need some help, and if I don't get that help, I think I might do something that I might regret.
I came out to my parents in a very long and very detailed letter because I knew that it would be next to impossible to come out to them in person.
When I told my parents, my mom cried and was a little angry, and she, said the typical, how did this happen?
I was willing to lose the relationships of the closest supports I have in order to be free.
The letter back from my mother, my father's response was not included, except through her, was, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to us. Please do not come home.
I was 15 years old. I hadn't come out to my father, and I think one of the newspapers in Boston had printed a newspaper with the headline that literally said, "Out proud in 15."
And I walked into my room and my dad had left this article on my bed, and I was just kind of like, okay, he knows.
One day she found a can of Axe in my room, and she comes up to me and she looks so upset and she goes, "I found this in your room. Are you a lesbian?" And I was like, "Yes." And we both burst into tears and we cried for like a good 20 minutes. But she told me she wasn't upset. She wasn't angry. She was just worried that my life was going to be harder.
I simply do not believe in a God that thinks, that creates trash. I think that we are all God's creation, and all of us are beloved of God.
I wasn't going to lose a second opportunity to come out to a grandparent. And I said, to my grandma, I was like, "I love you so much, and I think that we're very, very alike, but I just want you to know this about me." And I ended up telling her I was gay, and she paused, and it was the longest pause ever. But she was like, "I've been on this earth for 87 years, and I have been so fortunate to love your grandfather for over 50, and I can't imagine denying anyone that kind of love."
For the first time in my life, I felt like there were people there that wanted to get to know me. They wanted to have me come sit with them at the table at a dining hall. Like, I'd never had that before, like someone wanting to come sit with you and wanting to get to know you and learn about you.
Doesn't matter what you look like or your sexuality or your gender, anything. It's just that you're awesome. You're a person and you're great.
If you're ever thinking about hurting yourself, please don't, because you will be depriving a whole community of the amazing person that you are. You're depriving your future friends from getting to know you, your future coworkers from working with you. And if you decide to have children, you're depriving your children of having a wonderful parent like you.
If you're in a really small town and no one understands you and you don't really have anyone, that you just have to push on and know that it will get better.
You were not put here on earth to be abused by anyone. And you really don't have to take it. You don't have to take it.
Break the conspiracy of silence.
Right.
If you're young, I just want you to know that there's a lot of people out there that care about you, that are waiting for you, wanting to make your life better for you. So reach out and enjoy being gay. I definitely have enjoyed my time being gay. If I had to do it all over again, I would be queer all over again. I'm a really happy homo.
People can get through this. You can get through this. I got through this. And what's on the other side is really wonderful, wonderful stuff. I've got a great family. I would have never imagined I would. And my life is so much fuller. So hang on. It gets better.